In the kingdom world, things are usually meant by killed or be killed, dog eats dog universe. And also that you may hold grudges in war, but in the end war is war. And whatever happens then is nothing personal. A lot of those questions are questioned in here. Well, not questioned, it's more like the old generations are the ones that are resulting in the scars of the past. The future will guide the current one into a new generation. That's how it is. And also we do find out that indeed he is bigger and more muscular looking than his older brother. So of course his arrows were like that. It was a sight to behold, I tell you that much. Yes, this is indeed Kingdom Chapter 618 from me, the Angry Anime Fan. Just when it looks like Karyo-ten is about to be stabbed, of course, Jin, the younger brother, manages to fire his arrow, but it actually turns out he is riding over there, and he keeps on firing more and more, trying to, get Karyo-ten away from there. Unfortunately, though, his aims gets worse and worse, but it's not because, his hand injury is getting the best of him. This is actually a little bit of a truth in television, the fact that his strong arrow moves also includes that he's putting strain on his bow. After all, we cannot forget that his younger brother really didn't have fired that much. And in the end, though, even though he has five arrows left, unfortunately he cannot fire the last 5 as his arrow collapses. But refusing to give up, he instead charges against a horse who is about to impale, Karyo-ten. It's unknown if that actually kills him, but it's worth noting that we hear a crunch and snap, so it wouldn't surprise me if he actually did die there. But given to the fact that the Sao guard actually gets up and to make sure to stab him in the neck, seems to suggest that maybe he didn't die there. But just when it looks like Jin is about to be pierced through that neck, doing a little bit for here, an arrow so strong that it's literally decapitates another person fires. Yes, that is indeed Tan, the younger brother. He is still shaking. He is still afraid about taking life a little bit. But he does say, I won't forgive anyone who lays a hand on his brother. With that, he finally has gotten the motivation to fire against a living being. Will he do that again? I don't know. But the destructive power of these arrows are the real deal. I mean it. He fired one that literally decapitated someone. You don't see that every day. And as I said before, the younger brother is ironically bigger and more muscular than the older. So it makes sense for him to have such destructive power. And he keeps on firing, killing everyone else. But just when Kim-mo is almost at Karyo-ten's things, an arrow pierces through his chest, but it doesn't kill him immediately. Instead, as he stands up, he proclaims that Karyo-ten nor the Hishin unit do not belong on this place, because a battlefield is a gathering for adults who shoulders the fate of their homelands. This is not a place for children to die or dance. This warfare can never disappear. And ironically, though, Karyo-ten shuts him up by saying that the reason why warfare has not stopped lies with you, not with us, because you are of the old generation who refuses to move on. And we respect your reason for fighting. Everyone has their own driving force. But we're not chasing this for some childish dreams as war. Because we are fighting in the war in order to inherit the hopes of others. In a way, Kim-mo actually realizes that, as he says that, do you really think you can understand us? We do. Because Shin is strong. Ironically, that shows that it's not the past that can change the future. It is ironically the future that can guide towards a different future. Goes hand to hand with what I said before, that Riboko, no matter how brilliant he is naive. in his thinking about this and that. He is living in the past and refuses to see a future because he knows there will be blood. Karyuten is also saying that there will be blood for everything else, but that doesn't mean no one can understand each other. And Ace is the same. He knows there will be danger, but he also knows there will be that way. Kamo realizes that now why Kisha could be dissolved. Despite this, he still raises his hand to kill Karyuten, but it's worth noting he actually glances over, possibly implying that he knew he was going to die by the arrow. Yes, Tan fires one final arrow at the head as pierces Kamo, killing him, destroying another general of Sao. I think Queen may right now have the advantage, but we'll see about that, won't we? I think he had an arrow pierced through his chest, so technically he already was dying. But I think at that moment he knew he had no place in this war anymore. So he chooses to die in war, proclaiming that things about Sao and honor to Riboku and all that stuff. But maybe he understood also that Hishin unit had a more stronger will against Kisha than anything else, because they were looking at the future. It's basically this chapter. Town firing an arrow was a very satisfying sight. At long last he did it, and the destructive power was the real deal. But the Jin, though, well, he was knocked unconscious, and his bow is broken, so he won't go anything time soon. But I do wonder, did he really get knocked unconscious or did he die? I mean, I always suspected he would be the one to die in this war. But now Kamo is finally dead, so, just go on with the story, I say. Give me your thoughts if you have any.